Hey, my name is Reggie, and I am blind as... shit! I just needed to wait for the first 7 seconds of the video to go by. Yeah, I'm blind. I've been losing my vision for a good number of years, and blindness is a scale, much like deafness. It's not an all or nothing thing. People lose their vision in a variety of ways. Some people lose all their vision right away, but that's generally not how it happens. I'm not here to talk to you today about my symptoms and what I can and
What can you see? Can you see shadows? Can you see shadows? How many fingers am I holding up?
I got a surprise for you. Just the one. Maybe someday I'll explain exactly what my symptoms are to the internet at large, but really, to be quite honest, it's not really any of your fucking business. And it isn't really helpful to understanding literally anything about me. And if I were to explain it, it would just be long and bloated and probably, frankly, pretty confusing for all you sighted bitches. I'm a musician. I like to play heavy music. I started playing bass in a punk rock band when I was a kid, and I guess I just never stopped playing music since then. I'd say like 15 years ago, I started playing guitar, and maybe in the last couple of years or so, I started playing drums. Because why not? When I was much younger, playing bass in bands and stuff, I could see well enough. I didn't really need to worry about anything in particular. I could just pick up my bass and play it the same way as sighted bitches do. As I continued to lose vision in my previous band, I was playing guitar. Whenever we played shows, because additional light would help me at the time, and generally when you're playing a show in some bar or something somewhere, the only lights you get, if they have a lighting rig or something, are like bright, flashy lights, which is honestly just the worst possible thing that I could imagine. So, I got one of those standing lamps with the little reading light that hangs off the side on a gooseneck. There's one directly to my left right now, but I'm using it to light my pretty face, so I can't show it to you. Besides, you're a sighted bitch. Why don't you just Google it and look it up and see the picture of it? I just described it for those of us who need it described to them, so yeah. I used one of those. I would always stand on stage left. I'm a right-handed guitar player, which means that I fret with my left hand. So I would always have the light shining directly on my fretboard. I did a couple of other things to make that work better as well. I used this here, Epiphone Les Paul. I think it's like a 1997 or maybe it's like 2003. I don't remember. I used this guitar for a really, really, really long time. Not too long after I started using it, I realized that I couldn't see the fret markers anymore. I used some paint pens sometimes, and sometimes I would use brightly colored tape. I don't know if you sighted bitches can still see the side of this neck, the guitar neck that I'm pointing towards the camera. It probably has some markings on it, and I would make really, really big markers, sometimes like big triangles or big lines that were coming out to try and help me identify what fret was what. And in combination with the lamp and these markings, that worked fine for a long time. I think with that band, we played our last show in 2017, and I went to grad school, and then something happened in 2020. It made it hard to play music with other people. It made it hard to do a lot of stuff. I don't know. I'm sure we'll think of something. It was probably... When I got this guitar in 2021, I hadn't quite started playing with another group yet, but I had just assumed that the same sort of thing would work. I do love my ESP LTD EC1000 with passive pickups. I made sure to get those. I like the Les Paul body style, but I wanted a longer scale so that I could play the kind of music that I play. It has a slightly thinner neck, and I did not want the EMGs in it. Just a personal preference. And I love this guitar. When I got it, I assumed that doing the fret markings the same way that I had done it on this Epiphone over here would work just fine. I don't think I used a paint pen. I think I used bright neon masking tape. And I remember when I took it to get it set up so that it would be intonated correctly for the low tuning that I play in, I remember that the tech called me and was like,
"Do you want to keep all these stickers on your neck?"
And I was like, thinking to myself, motherfucker, I didn't put a goddamn Ramon sticker on the side of this thing. They're very obviously strategically placed bright neon stickers on the side in a very obvious fret marking pattern. Yeah, I want the stickers on the side. But to be quite honest, it didn't fucking matter in the end, because I was making a mistake that a lot of people losing their vision make, and a lot of blind people might make, because you sighted bitches encourage us to do it, and because you can't imagine what the fuck it's like to be blind, thinking that we need to maximize our vision, because we need to prioritize doing everything with vision, because that's how y'all sighted bitches do everything. You can't imagine doing anything without seeing it. So you assume that we need to do that too. So I was making that classic mistake. I was thinking, well, I have a teeny tiny sliver of pretty much non-usable vision. That must be the only way that I can know where I'm at on my fretboard. So those stickers were there on the side of this guitar, and they just really weren't working. I was having a really hard time telling where I was at on my fretboard. And it made me realize, I know that there are lots of professional blind musicians, really good ones. What do they do? Well, they all went to music school and learned how to read Braille music and are like the fantastic musicians. Go to music school? As much as I would love to do that, I currently lack the funds for another degree. If anyone out there would like to contribute to me getting yet another degree, why don't you leave a comment down below and just go ahead and we'll get in touch. You can send me back to school, because I do like going to school. Okay. But no, that obviously wasn't an actual option. Really what happened was I was feeling like I was just a shitty musician. I was like, well, how do I identify other stuff? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I got bump dots. And you're like, what the fuck is a bump dot? It's a dot that's a little bump, right? That's how I know which house key is my house key. It's this one. Because it's got the little, see this little rubber bumpy guy? Yeah, I popped that on there. I have one on either side, but they don't stay on as incredibly well as they should. What else I got? I got these I have these two identical little cases. They're these little round cases, and they each have a set of musicians' earplugs in them. But this one has ones that are supposed to reduce noise by 26 dB, and also my right ear is larger than my left ear, so this has the right sized ones for 26 dB noise reduction, and this one with the bump dot on it is my previous set where they're both the same size, which doesn't work for my freakishly mismatched ears, and also it only reduces the noise level by 19 dB, so I know which ones that I need there, and I put a bump dot on it so I didn't have to fucking feel for it every single time. Bump dots, they're cool as shit. I got a whole box of them right here. They come in all shapes and sizes. I put them on my microwave so I know how to microwave stuff. Yeah, like, what do we got here? We got round ones that are kind of flat. We got ones with like a little nubbin in the middle of them. I like those ones. We got like the sleek, like little half dome ones. If you needed to know which, without looking at it, if for some reason you needed to know which eye of mine was the left eye, and you couldn't tell. See? Now you can. It's the one with this bump dot on it. Yeah, I can't open my eye now, though. So, I was like, okay, I'll put some bump dots on my frets for a fret marker. I started with the 5th one, because that's that common fret that people need marked. Yeah, that wasn't enough. So, let's take a look here at this Les Paul. Sighted bitches can see, maybe. I've got little bumpies on all of the frets that have a dot on them, except for the first one, because you can just tell where it's at. I got one on the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 12th on the side there. And, that was fine. It didn't help, okay? No, it didn't do what I needed it to do, because then all that happened, much like having just some like bright ass neon tape there to show me that I have my hands near some bright ass neon tape, having bump dots like that just let me know that I am near a fret marker, which is not incredibly helpful. Okay, I realize that right now this is sounding like I'm incompetent, because, well, surely you should know where your hands are at on the fretboard at all times. Yeah, I know that. I didn't say I was a good guitarist. I just said I played guitar. The next thing I tried was, instead of just having the same bump dot, same style on every fret marker, I started changing where they were, changing what kind. I also started putting them on the outside, on the bottom, the underside of the fretboard, so they weren't just facing me. Because I realized that the reason I did that is because that's just where the fret markers are for sighted bitches such as yourselves. I didn't need to sight at it anymore, I needed to feel it, so I needed to put it in a different spot. And it actually works a lot better to have them closer down to the bottom, right? So I did that. And then I changed what shape and size and whatever they were, so I know that like my 12th fret has one of the nubby nub ones like on the bottom. The 15th fret marker, or the really, really big ones for some reason, it still wasn't enough. So I was like, well, what other ways have I marked stuff? Texture is what we have to work with. I have a pedal board. Anyone who has had a pedal board knows that when you need to buy strips of Velcro to put on the underside of your pedals to put on said pedal board, you end up with a long strip of unused soft Velcro. So I had all of this 1-inch wide, adhesive-backed, soft Velcro laying around. And I was like, hey, maybe if I put that on the bottom of my... And yeah, I did. So that's what I did. I put, you can see here on the 7th fret, I think. And on the 3rd, no, where'd it go? 3rd here, and 7th here. I've got, and a little bit on 12. Yeah, I almost forgot. And that worked, and I still have it on there. And it's still not enough, because I need something to differentiate in between. Sighted Bitch has already got a spoiler. If you're listening to this like a decent, reasonable person, you couldn't tell, but I have some other stuff on the back of my guitar as well. It is, where'd it go? It's this shit. It's 1.5 inch or 1 inch thick or wide. I don't know. It's very thin, obviously. It's the grip safety tape, like grippy tape. You put it on like stairs and stuff for slip resistant surfaces. I got like 2 feet of it because that was like the smallest you could get. And to be honest, I am still on the hunt for a different texture because it's not super abrasive, but it is abrasive enough that it doesn't rip my hand up when I'm playing guitar, but it could be nicer, we'll put it that way. But I have this under my 5th fret because that way I know very, very acutely when I am using the 5th fret. And then I needed something to mark the 9th fret, so I cut a thinner strip of it and put it beneath the 9th that's how I know what fret I'm on. To be honest, access work is never done. Trying to really nail down my accommodations or whatever, my perfect system, so that I can perfectly play and practice and gig and just enjoy being a DIY underground heavy music musician. It never ends. I am thinking of making these modifications to my bass. I've got some bump dots on my bass right now, but I picked up some of this. It's felt, so they look like 8.5 by 11-ish sizes, units. They're not squares, rectangles of thin felt with adhesive backing. This is a lighter color. I don't know. Sighted bitches can tell it's a color. It's a light color. I don't know. It's like beige or some shit. I don't know. And then this one is a darker color. I can't tell. I think it was brown when I got it. My partner, I think, told me it was brown. I don't know. It's dark. It is darkly colored. It's the same size. And I got it because I gotta tell you, that soft Velcro, I don't know how much time you sat around touching soft Velcro, but after like a long time of playing, it feels like it's all like oily and greasy and kind of gross. And it's probably just because it's absorbing my sweat or something. I don't know, but I was thinking about swapping it out. But I figure what I could do is putting some of these patches of felt on my bass. I got me some scissors and some of this, but you know what? I think that is a project that we could do some other time if you folks are interested in learning or seeing the process of going about that. I was thinking of, in the future, perhaps maybe showing you folks how it is that I navigate the rest of my guitar rig, like my pedal board and my head and cabinet, as well as my way around the bass and the drum kit. If that's the sort of thing you want to see me talk about, I'd love to. I'd also love to talk to you about any of the literally hundreds of other things that I do, because I got some important information that you might need to know. Blind people do shit. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, you should tippity type them and pop them in there. I'll check this out, and I'm not committing to consistently making videos, but I enjoy this process and I enjoy communicating with the world at large. So if there's a topic that you'd like me to cover, you should let me know, and maybe you could